government, man. I have family members that just disappear like that. Okay? So let's get some straight. When you say no, thank you. I just wanted to point that out because I gotta go inside. I gotta grab some shawarma, maybe a bubble tea. But all I'm saying right now is this. You know, when I hear it, black or white, black lives matter, white lives matter. It's gotta be all lives matter because it ain't just black and white in this world. There's a lot of different colors.
Okay, so if you're gonna have a conversation with me, let's one at a time and let's respect each other, okay? Okay, you've been respectful. I'm an Oreo. That's cool, man. That's cool. You wanna call me Oreos? That's all good. I'm an Oreo.
And you have a black side. Yin and yang, right?
Yin and yang. Hold on. Okay, I'm listening to the conversation, but you have to abide by the rules. My name's not Michael. My name's not Michael. No, my name's not Michael. My name's David. Okay. Listen. Okay, I'm on your level. Okay, but are you? If you want to have a if anybody wants to have a conversation that's respectable and civil.
How can you say that?
Okay, wait, hold on. You didn't even let me finish speaking. Oh, who's talking about my people being right?
Aboriginals, right?
This guy's talking about that racial thing. Listen. If you want to have, okay, he doesn't want to have a civil conversation. So, hold on, I'm going to say something, okay? If anybody wants to have a civil conversation, let's do it civilly with basic respect for people. Look, I'm standing here as a believer in Jesus Christ, and the reason why I believe in Jesus Christ is because his arms are stretched out to both sides, to each person. Whoever, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish. God created the entire world. And the first story of the Bible is the story of Adam and Eve. And the Adam and Eve story says this. It says that God made mankind in his image. In the image of God created he, them, male and female. So right off the bat, God made humanity with two people. And from these two people, every tribe and nation came forth. So at the end of the day, whether they're black originally and they lost and they had recessive skin, or whether they were white and for some reason adapted and got darker skin, I believe personally that they were darker skin because it makes more biological sense. But if anybody reads the Bible, what the Bible does show us is that right from the beginning, the first human beings, they disobeyed God. The second group of human beings, Cain and Abel, one of them killed each other. That's a black man killing another black man, if you want to say the black man was the original man. So the first murder in the world wasn't from the police. It was from a black man. Cain killed Abel. And that is the first murder of the world. Now, if you think racist, then you're like, oh man, black men are the ones that started murder. Black people are the real murderers. If the original man was black, if you think stupidity, if you think like that, then you're going to start saying, well, black people are evil, and therefore everybody should stay away from black people. But if you have some knowledge, and you realize that all human beings came from Cain and Abel, and human beings do what human beings do, which is sin and disobey, then what we have to realize is that it's not a color issue. It's kind of silly. I'm brown and there's somebody a little browner than me, so therefore you shouldn't give him a job because he stayed out in the sun longer. Or someone's white, they have a little red taint on their skin, and the other guy doesn't have red taint on his skin. Hey man, he must be evil because look at his cheeks. He glows up like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer every time he gets mad. So therefore, you know what? He shouldn't have this kind of job. You see how silly that is? You see white people go in the sun and get a suntan, and they look Italian rather than Anglo-Saxon, and all of a sudden, wow, they have dark skin. They must be bad because of their black skin. Now, I realize that people are not colorblind. People do judge people over and over based on the color of their skin. But I stand with Martin Luther King Jr., who said that we shouldn't judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I stand with that teaching. I'm not going to discriminate against you because of the tone of your skin, or whether a black man was born as an albino. And I have a question. Okay, one question and then I'll give it to you, okay? I have a question for all those people that think black people are superior. When you have a black man from Ghana who's dark, so dark that you can't even see him, and then he has a child, who's an albino and he looks white, are you telling me that that man is any more inferior than his own parents? And I would say no. I would just say maybe he has some recessive genes, or maybe his eyes are not so strong, or he can't take in the sun the same way his parents could. Okay? But I'm not going to say that, oh man, because he's an albino, he doesn't deserve to be treated equally like his parents. That's nonsense. And that's what that guy's espousing, is nonsense. And if you espouse racial nonsense like that, you got a problem, okay? I'm going to give the mic to you.
Okay, a couple things. You said some bullshit Martin Luther King quote that all white people reference about character of your skin. Why did Martin Luther King say that? Well, Martin Luther King said that because he wasn't being judged on the character of my skin. Same way I don't be judged by the character of my skin when these cops right there stop me all the time. And you're out here saying, well, you should be listen, it doesn't matter, like, what your, like, whole utopia world that you want to exist, it doesn't exist. That's the thing. Like, I live with the reality that blacks get stopped 4 times as much. Why? Why? Other than I'm darker, so what other conclusion do you want me to come with as an intelligent black man? And you're out here praising All Lives Matter. Well, how many of you that clapping for All Lives Matter were at the All Lives Matter protest? Exactly. There was no All Lives Matter protest because y'all really don't care. Like, the only reason you're saying all lives matter is because we're out here saying Black Lives Matter. And because Black Lives matter, Black lives do matter. You don't go to the cancer ward and go, all cancers matter when they're treating breast cancer. Nah, they're treating breast cancer. We're treating a cancer called racism. And it's happening to black people, which is why we're here supporting black people. So your Jesus rah-rah can keep going and stuff. And I'm not saying I'm a religious guy. I'm not saying I don't disagree. But trying to break, like 1 second you're talking about scientific shit like, oh, your skin's changing, and then you're saying, oh, the first man was black. Well, if the first man was black, as you said, and the first murder was black, what kind of bullshit is that? Why was Jesus white? Why are your photos of Jesus Christ white? Why is your photo of Jesus Christ white? Why is the photo? Hold up, look at the photo he's put on. Get from the photo. That nigga's white right there. Why? No. Why is he white? If we all matter and he was black, why is he white? Because of white supremacy. Listen, because of white supremacy. None of it, come here. None of it is wrong. He keeps on saying stuff about African supremacy. No, one time did I say black people are worth more. I'm saying black people are treated like they're worth less, which is why we're out here supporting black people. What's not true? Do you get stopped by police? No, you don't. I get stopped by... I have asthma. Please don't get that near me, honestly. I have asthma. So when you take that out, you can come and argue with me. But what I'm saying is black people... Yo, listen to this talk.
I just want to say something. Don't just jump on the mic like that. Hold on a second. I got to address something. First of all, when I came here addressing one issue, actually 2 issues, with one agenda. Is to share the gospel of Jesus Christ and to deal with issues. Yeah, you might not like that. But here's what I gotta say. Hold on. No, don't interrupt me. Please listen to me first. So anyway, so the issue here is that I was speaking about hip-hop, showing you that the majority of hip-hop, and he agreed that the majority of modern-day hip-hop is not setting a good example to the younger generation. He agreed to that. Now, the second thing I was addressing, the second thing I was addressing was this, was that people are saying Black Lives Matter, and what I actually said was that it's okay, I understand the issue. I think black people should stand up to that. I agree with standing up against police brutality. So I'm for that. But what I did say was that the problem is that we should be protesting the hip-hop artists who are teaching our black people to kill, to teach our women, to degrade our women. We should be protesting their concerts and banning their music because they are causing more negative impact to the black community than these random cops that kill the people. Drake is causing problems, yes. His lyrics, Meek Mills, I look like Drake, so what? So what?
You are Drake, bro.
I'm Drake. What about Dr. Dre? What about Snoop Dogg? What about Meek Mills? You're wearing Dr. Dre. You ever listen to his lyrics? You're pushing the same guy that's causing problems in the black community. I'm an idiot. He's not. Who is next? Who is next? Hold on. This guy never talked.
Since this is back to hip hop, which is why I came here, because you were saying Kendrick was a bad influence, what I want to say is, I don't think it's really fair to say that we should ban a certain music just because you disagree with the message. Protest the message. But
people that are pushing these wrong words, that's what I'm talking about.
But why? It's a different culture. You can't. You have the right to say what people can and can't say. This disagrees with your Christian morals, perhaps, but not everyone shares those morals.
I'm not against freedom of speech. But what I am saying is, if you recognize a problem that's coming against your community, stand up to the real problem. The real problem is sin. Address the sin issue within yourself and stop pointing at everybody else and playing a victim card. I'm not saying that whites don't oppress blacks. I just came from the States, and I see the racial tension. But I can tell you that the blacks are just as hateful towards the whites as the whites are hateful to black. Now, maybe you could say because the whites oppress the blacks first. But I can say, look, man, if blacks are the ones that sold blacks into slavery to the white man, and the Arabs were very involved in this whole slave trade, why are we protesting the blacks in Africa? Why are they standing up and demanding Ghana and Nigeria and those tribes to reimburse them for sending them to the white man who oppressed them for 400 years? Why are we protesting the hip-hop artists that are teaching our young people to carry guns, to chase after money instead of chase after God, to lust after women, treat them like sex objects, which is perpetuating the single parenthood within the black community? Why aren't we addressing that issue as a community? So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying don't stand up, sister Rosa, please. I'm not saying don't stand up to the police brutality. I'm saying stand up holistically to the problems within the black community. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't think there's exactly a causation between a rapper's lyrics and crime rates. I think it's more that the rappers are a product of the crime rates. They're not speaking. Crime didn't start when Dr. Dre came out and said fuck the police. He was talking about what he experienced. I think it's really unfair that you put this all on the music. This is what I take issue with. This is why I came here initially. This really got derailed. But what was I saying? The music, I don't think you can put blame on the music, because I think there's a difference between causation. You're misaligning events. It's not the music that's causing the violence. The music is reflective of the violence. When Kendrick Lamar says, like, someone shot me, like, I shot someone when I was 16, it's because he did. It's not what happened in his life. He looks back on it, and he looks back on it and he speaks from his experience. I think if you say rappers can't say this, you're denying their experiences. Wait, hold on. But what I'm saying is, you're also saying that when people listen to rap, they hear these things and they incite it afterwards, which is very wrong. There's no proof of that, and there never will be any. Like, this has been tried again. Like, there have been cases where Tupac was sued because someone killed a cop and they said they blamed his music. It was thrown out very quickly. You can't put you can't put the onus on the artists. They're artists. They're meant to entertain.
All black music is causing violence.
Okay, listen, man. Look, I'm gonna address him and then I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, you're next. Yeah, literally one thing after I address that so that we don't lose the train of thought. Okay, so brother, listen, it's true that I'm not against people speaking about their experiences. Okay, that's no, listen, okay, brother, but don't interrupt, man. Just wait your turn, okay? I'm not against that, but I am against lyrics like this from Meek Mills that says it's over 25 girls in my section. Let's make a movie tonight, you won't regret it. You know the money brings the cars, the money brings the hoes. Rockstar life, we got that drink, hell yeah, we got that drink, want to pop champagne. And he's going on about sleeping with women and all sorts of stuff like that. So here's what I'm saying. No, of course he can sleep around, but he's not a good example to the black community. He's not trying to be, but he's trying to make money off of it. He's trying to push that stuff in the black community. Listen, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, and maybe you're not influenced and affected the same way a black person is affected because you're not black. Maybe that's the issue. But here's what I am saying here. No, listen, what I am saying is this. I'm speaking about the influence of hip-hop upon a culture. And I'm addressing an issue. It's like if you're going to address Black Lives Matter, which I think they should. Black lives didn't matter in the past, and there is police brutality. I never denied that. But what I am saying is this, is that if black lives really matter, then address the problems in the black community by looking at the sin first. It's not hip-hop. Okay, hip-hop is education. Okay, now she can speak. She's next.
Hello. Okay, so you said you were here to come for one reason, right? To talk about the Bible, right? But in the Bible, doesn't it say that you're not supposed to preach to the public? Isn't that true?
No. Actually, that's the funniest thing. Okay, for the record, for everybody that have ever heard the dumbest saying like that, I hear it over and over. The Bible says in Matthew chapter 28:18-20, go into all the world and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them. Mark chapter 16 says, go into all the world and preach the gospel. I mean, I don't know where people come along and say, she tried to bring that to school me, but then she ended up getting schooled. Listen, don't try to school the preacher, my friends. Listen, the truth of the matter is that if black lives matter, then let it matter. Stand up against the oppression of the black people. Stand up against the hip-hop music. That's just, who's scared, brother? Who's scared, man? Listen, the Bible says that God so loved the world. But since you're here, you said the first man is black, right? And you know the story of Cain and Abel, right? And you know Cain and Abel. Do you believe in that? No. Do you believe in Cain and Abel? No. You don't believe? Okay, the first murder. How did it? Who was the first murder? Since the first man was black, was it a black man that murdered the black man?
You want to know why? Because there's only black people on the planet. That's why. There was only black people on the planet. So who could a black man kill except another black man? Bro, you don't get it? Because you don't get it. Because you read the Bible and you take symbology to literal. That's the problem with a lot of you Bible thumpers that don't read books outside of the motherfucking Bible. Read the Quran.
Don't swear at all, okay? If you want to swear, okay. Okay, look. So he said that, of course, a black man is the guy that committed murder first, because it was only black people. So what that tells me is this. Yeah, I can see. What that tells me is that black people, even if they're more superior, they have the same weakness that we all do. The weakness and propensity to sin. Black people have that propensity to sin, just like white people have the propensity to sin. And if white people came from black people, then black people are responsible for setting the example to the white people. So therefore, if you argue that, I'm not arguing that. I'm using his argument to show him how stupid it is. Because if black people are the first murderers, then the murder was taught by the black person. It's not insult. It's a stupid comment. I do not stand for racism, and I will call it out for what it is. It is stupid, and it is ignorant. Anybody that says a black man's more superior because of the shade of his skin is ignorance. It's ignorant. Of course, okay, you weren't even here when he said that. Do you believe that black men are superior, sir? Sir, I'll give you in a second. Do you believe black men are superior? Yes or no? Because you said that before. Okay, come here. No. It's not about looking good. Do you believe that black people are superior?
It's not a belief. I know that.
Okay, so there you go. He believes black people are superior. So there you go. It's not to make me look good. It's you do too?
Give me a sec. So someone over there believes some shit, so I may come here and argue about black people. Whether he believes black people are superior or not don't mean shit. You're out here standing here for how long? Hold up. Hold up. How long? I don't know how long you guys have been here, but this guy's been here for an hour, and I haven't heard a single word about Jesus Christ. All I heard about black people, hip hop, and Kendrick Lamar. Last time I checked, Kendrick Lamar isn't in the Bible. You're not preaching about the Bible. You're preaching about how much you don't like black people. And because of your self-hate, and because of all those issues you got inside, don't try to come out here and represent black people.
I don't have self-hate, my friends. Listen. I'll hear from you.
we'll talk about white supremacy to start with.
No, actually, she was here first, actually.
I just have to say one thing. I walk by here every single day and listen to you guys preach, and I'm all for you telling everyone how you feel, and we should all respect that. But all of this is hate. You guys are fighting, and everyone's yelling at each other, and every single face here matters. It's like crazy that you guys are even doing this. I just had a kid, and honest to God, I am scared for the world that he is in. Stop fighting and just let everyone have their own opinion.
Hold on, stay here for a second. Stay here for a second. Listen, you're right. I stand with you. You see, I'm here telling people that we should love one another. I'm telling people that you can't say one race group is better than the other. I'm teaching people that you should tell people to protest those who are telling people to hold guns. Hold on. So I'm not the one telling people to hate people. It's these people that are saying black people are superior. Black people are I'm not talking about him, but okay, him. Okay, not you. So I'm not teaching that, and I'm telling people, listen, that's ignorance, and that we shouldn't think like that. And I said, for God so loved the world. And when I was addressing and okay, here, yeah, no. Here, hear me out for a second. What I'm trying to say here is this: is that when someone makes those comments, they need to be addressed. If you're going to say that black men are the first people and that white men are the cause for the black people's problems, I'm going to stand on the other side and defend the other side, because white people are not the cause for black people's choices. And if what he's saying is true, if it's black people that are the original people and they're superior, and black men were the first murderers, then that would mean black men are the first people to murder and to teach murder. But that's the silliness of that argument, okay?
I know what you're saying, I get it, but you keep repeating the same argument, and it doesn't matter who killed who first, what color they were. Every single person here is a person. We have mothers, fathers, we come from different places, and we need to accept each other. Accept. No one is accepting anyone. Everyone's fighting with each other because they want to make their point across, but bring some love into the world, and the world will change. Until then, it's not. I walk by here every day for 10 years, and I've never said anything, and honest to God, I just like sit here for half an hour listening, and it's all hate. I don't care who you are, you're a person. You're allowed your opinion, but don't antagonize the people that want to argue with you. Let them have their opinion and move on. Love each other.
Okay, thank you for sharing. We should love each other. Hold on a second. So I'm going to let you speak. Okay, you're next. Okay, hold on a second. Everybody wants to speak. It looks like it's going to rain. Here's what I'm going to say very quickly. Okay? What is going on here is you're seeing anger within the black community towards the oppression. And okay, let me just finish my point, and you'll be next. I said I was going to address the white community for a second. And what we got to say to the white community is that, yes, the white community has oppressed the black community. They have to take ownership for what their ancestors did, because they're inheriting a blessing and a curse from their ancestors. And unfortunately, being a white person in this community, you're representing the pain. It was just in my mother's, my mother was born in the 40s. She was in her 20s in the 60s. And if you go in the United States in the 60s, you weren't allowed to go to the same bathroom. You weren't allowed to drink from the same fountain. You weren't even allowed to sit in front of in the bus in the 60s. So my mother went through that. And so the pain of what my mother went through was passed down to the next generation. And so the community is still working through some of the oppression. And so white people need to understand the pain that their ancestors caused the black people, and need to take ownership for what they've caused and be humble. Now, black people also have to take ownership for their problems and what they brought into the whole situation. And if we go right back to the beginning of when blacks were carried over into the slave trade, they have to understand that blacks were selling other blacks. Okay? So I'll give it to you.
Can I say something? Okay, first of all, well, slavery is not black history. That wasn't the beginning of black history. There's black history that went all the way back to 700 AD, the Moors in Eastern Europe. Basically, the hate that was created through religion in Rome, when the icons were changed from colored, I will use the word colored, to white, basically. Why was the icons changed? That's the number one question. And what was the reason for it? Wasn't it because of white supremacy why it's changed? So if it's because of white supremacy why it's changed,
But it's,
okay, first of all, in Rome in 325 AD, all the icons were basically changed from a black image to a white image. So you have to agree that that's the start of racism in a way, basically, right? So therefore, when you say that, okay, no. So obviously, if you say then that black people are the cause of their own problem, where is the beginning of that idea?
well, the real root of the entire problem is sin. Sin is the root of the entire problem. So what I say here is that, look, I addressed a couple issues, and I addressed issues within the black community. And when you boil it down, it's not poetry art form that's the problem. It's not police that are the problem. It's not the white man that's the problem. It's not even the black man that's the problem. What the real problem is the sin inside of you. The Bible says, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I would heal their land. Healing doesn't come by protesting the police. Healing comes from repentance and calling on the name of the Lord. And so we need to seek the Lord. Yeah, I'm going to... No, I'm going to tell you something.
I think it's like you're trying to say that God is going to pierce the sky and change everything. No?
Well, God will change everything if you trust in Him. But the reality is that most of us don't want to trust in God.